All right, today is pretty straightforward. We're just gonna be doing some regular maintenance on it today, changing the oil. So if you haven't done it yourself, I'd be more than happy to walk you through it. It's pretty straightforward. The difficulty level is relatively low on it. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Before we start, here are the tools we're gonna need for the job. So we're gonna need the oil filter removal. Now keep in mind, some of the oil filters on the car might be hand tight, so you might not actually need this tool. You might be able to just use your hand to loosen it, but just in case, we got that. You're gonna need a socket wrench along with a 17mm socket on there. I don't know if you can see, yeah, 17. I got an impact wrench for the tire with a 19mm on there. Now, you don't need that, but it makes the job easier if you got it. Of course, you're gonna need some oil. I'm using a Pennzoil 5W30. Been using this oil since I got the car. Haven't had any issues with it, so I believe 1 can should be good. It has 5 quarts in there. If you look it up online, it says the car should take about 4.5 quarts, so that should be more than enough. I went with the STP. That's the AutoZone brand for oil filter. So you're gonna need an oil filter. It's gonna look like that, of course. And you're also going to need something that's going to catch the oil. So let's go ahead and get this car jacked up. Now I like to double my support up when it comes to propping up the cars. I just like double security on these things. This is mainly for people who haven't changed their oil before. So you want to find a nice spot. So I got one here and right here to support the weight of the car. So I'm gonna go ahead and loosen up the bolt from the oil pan. Trying to position this right. I do not want to get oil on the driveway or in the garage. Oh, there we go. All right, so that's draining. And we got to get the tire off as well because the oil filter is right behind there on the passenger side of the car. Now, let me grab this. We got the tire off. The oil filter is literally right here. So I'm just keeping an eye on the oil underneath. You see it stopped dripping, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the screw back on there. So we're gonna go ahead and get the bolt torqued down to the specifications. So online I looked, it said 10 to 12 foot-pounds. So if you have one of these, then yeah, go ahead and use it. But if not, then you just go ahead and just get it really snug. All right, so we're gonna get this tightened down. All right, it's on there. You wanna go ahead and take your tool for the oil filter, go ahead and slide it on there and turn it to the left. Now, once it's loose, you wanna go ahead and just use your hand the rest of the way. That way you can get a good grip on it and prevent it from dropping and spilling below. Go ahead and grab your oil filter. Now, as you can see on this oil filter, there's a red rubber gasket. You want to go ahead and dip your finger into some oil and rub it around that gasket. Now, this is going to help the gasket seat properly and prevent the oil filter from leaking. And once you do that, then you want to go ahead and pre-fill the oil filter itself. Now, you don't have to necessarily fill it all the way up, but I'm doing halfway. And once you got that halfway filled, then you just go ahead and get it screwed back on there. Now we're going to go ahead and grab that same tool and we're going to slide it on there and turn it to the right to tighten it. Now you just turn it until it's snug, but if you don't have one of these, hand tight will work as well. So you just go ahead and turn it with your hand and turn it till you're unable to turn it anymore. Now, I didn't mention this earlier, but you're also going to need a funnel for the job. So you want to go ahead and use the funnel to get the oil poured in there.
Now I'm just pouring a little bit of oil that I'm going to check under the vehicle, make sure there's no leaks. So I'm checking, make sure it's not leaking from the oil pan bolt, and making sure we're not seeing any leaks from the oil filter itself. Now once there's no leaks, you want to go ahead and just resume pouring the oil. Again, this engine takes 4.5 quarts of oil. So as you're pouring, you want to go ahead and check the levels. Yeah, it may help to use a flat surface to see how much more you got to go. So here you see I got 1.5 quarts. Now the bottle is 5 quarts of oil, but we need to get to 0.5 quarts of oil. And once you get there, then you want to go ahead and stop and check your oil levels. As you're checking your oil levels, you want to check it a few times. Now what you're looking for is, you're looking for the oil to be closer to the max, but definitely not over. And if it's closer to the minimum, then that lets you know you need to go ahead and add more oil. Go ahead and put the cap back on for the oil. You want to go ahead and start the vehicle. Now when you start the vehicle, you're letting the oil run through the engine. Once it runs through the engine, go ahead and recheck the oil levels. Now, when you're rechecking the oil levels, make sure that the car is on a flat surface. That way you can get an accurate reading on the oil. Once you're satisfied with the reading on the oil, then you want to go ahead and just take the time to clean up your workstation. Go ahead and wipe off the funnel, pick up any old rags, and go ahead and move on to the next step, which will be putting the tire back on.
So that's pretty much it. After that, you just go ahead and just lower it off the jack, and yeah, you might want to drive it for a day and then recheck the oil, and if you need any more, just go ahead and add more. So yeah, that's it. It's pretty straightforward. It took me took a little bit longer, but that's because I'm recording obviously, but I feel like it could be done within like 30 minutes at max, maybe even sooner than that. So yeah, that's it. Got more content, more videos coming, of course. So until then, see you next time.